The point of this video is to tell you the story about how I almost gave myself rhabdo and did give myself chronic anxiety and panic attacks while playing World of Warcraft. So if you've ever seen my videos or been around on my stream, I talk about myself a lot, and sometimes I talk about myself in a not so nice way. But it's because there's a lot of things about myself that I wish were different. I procrastinate. I'm a perfectionist, but not in like a cool way. I'm a perfectionist in a way that if I don't think I can do it perfectly, I'm not even gonna try. So to get you caught up, let's look back at when I had the strong desire to be a World of Warcraft streamer and to do that for a living. How do you get started doing something like that? How can you even begin to create a career or an income stream from playing a video game that's 20 years old? Well, in my mind, I think to myself, maybe I can play the game in a different kind of way that attracts attention, that's catchy, that can go viral. And so after thinking of a few ideas, the thing that stuck and really stayed in my mind was this idea of what if I created a character, and as I leveled it, I did a rep of an exercise for that level. So at level 1, I did 1 rep. For level 10, I would do 10 reps. And I would go all the way from 1 to 80 with that framework, which turns out to be 3,240 reps. So cool, fun idea, check. Next layer of the idea though is what exercise and at what intensity can I do that I think is probably achievable, but also is a little bit crazy to kind of garner attention from people. And if you didn't know, my space has a gym over there and a rack and a barbell. And I'm thinking, what exercise would I like to get better at? What body part do I want to build muscle in? And what would be hard? And so I land on back squats at 135 pounds. Now that's not a crazy exercise, but when you're thinking about doing it 3,240 times in the span of maybe a couple of months, that's pretty insane. It's pretty stupid. So condensing another long story into something super short, I tried it, I did 3 or 4 sessions, I got to level 33, and I quit. I kind of recognized that it was turning into too much.
This is a bad idea.
So now we fast forward several months ahead, and I get this bug in my head again that this is what I want to do. And I think to myself, I've been training kind of consistently. I'm probably in better shape now than I was a couple months ago. Let's give this squat challenge a try. And this time I really planned it out so much better than the first time. I actually sort of pre-scripted what each session was gonna look like. Like session 1 was gonna be level 1 to level 20. Session 2 was gonna be level 21 to 30. Then it was gonna be 31 to 38, etc., so on and so forth, just to make sure that I, A, didn't go insane with reps, and B, would follow through and finish a checkpoint every time I did it. So all in all, from the beginning, the challenge started out way better. I was having more fun, I was squatting better, I was leveling faster, and I had a schedule of doing the session every 5 days. So I did the 1 to 20 on the first day, then I did the 21 to 30 on day 6 technically after I started, and then my third session was, day 11. It was a lot of squats in a short amount of time. So even on my last session, I was feeling pretty good. I did quit 1 set early, which I had promised people I was gonna come back and make up. I only quit it because my hamstring started to talk to me.
Nope.
So I finished that last session. I packed up, I turned everything off in here, I went in my house, I went to bed, it was about midnight. I did not sleep an hour that night. My heart was racing, I had chills, I was anxious, I felt nauseous, and I couldn't pinpoint what the heck was wrong with me. And I was thinking to myself, well, maybe I'm just kind of wired up from that training session that I just did. I ended up doing like 260 or so squats. The next morning, after maybe getting like 30 minutes of sleep total, I was still feeling the same way. And the thought popped in my head like, wait a second, I've heard of this before. If you get flu-like symptoms after an intense workout, what if it's rhabdo? And for those of you who don't know,
oh sure, let's talk about rhabdomyolysis, the absolute highlight of muscle injuries. Picture this. You work out so hard that your muscles basically decide to throw a tantrum and break apart. Then these little muscle bits flood your bloodstream and make your pee look like cola. How delightful. And of course, your body just loves this surprise and rewards you with a trip to the hospital where you get to enjoy lots of water and rest. How thrilling. So next time you're thinking of turning your workout into a superhero training montage, just remember, your muscles might have other plans. Fun times, right?
I called my doctor. Thankfully, I could get in that morning. We ran blood tests, we did a urine test, and both came back totally clean. So now I'm thinking to myself, what the heck is wrong with me? Especially several days later when I still have this high heart rate pounding, anxiety, just yucky, really bad feeling all the time. I'm also not sleeping very good still. And it all came to a head when my wife and I went into the city to have a real nice dinner and to go see a show, which is something that I've been looking forward to for a very long time. And halfway through dinner, I have a panic attack. I have a serious flush of heat and tingling sensations through my neck and head. I get hot, my heart is pounding. I feel like I'm out of breath even though I'm just sitting there. Now, I'm not like freaking out in public or in front of my wife. In fact, it took me a while to like let her know because I was trying to reel it back in. I was just kind of like in a moment where I'm staring at the walls and like trying to see what I can smell and see and hear and taste and like calm myself down. But eventually I was like
really anxious right now.
So I went to the bathroom a couple times, splashed water on my face, took a walk outside. I didn't start to feel better until like halfway through the show that night. So we get home and it's late and we go to bed. And for the next several days, I have a heightened level of chronic anxiety. My heart is pounding. I'm not sleeping well. And I think I've actually come to realize what the true cause of all of this was. It wasn't rhabdo. I wasn't actually dying like I thought I was. And if you've ever had a panic attack, you can relate to that train of thought. But I think I was experiencing a blend of overtraining, like serious overtraining syndrome, a crash out after a period of hypercaffeination, and then the trigger for my nervous system to say like, yo, stop, was a little bit of alcohol that I had at dinner. I had like 4 ounces of whiskey in a glass and I drank about half of it, and that's when, boom, the lights just went out and I got that electric shock of the panic attack. And so now at this point, I'm now a week and a half after the panic attack, which makes me about 2 weeks after my last squat and leveling session. I feel mostly better. I'm still a little off, like my heart rate kind of remains a little bit high chronically. I've been having a little bit harder time sleeping. I'm doing some things to work on that. But since Sunday, I've had no alcohol, I've had no caffeine, and I've been resting and not training. I've been sleeping as much as I possibly can and trying to just kind of get back to a normal state. And I feel like I'm almost there. So that's good news. And now the elephant in the room for anybody who, semi or actively follows me. Remember when I said this? If I don't complete this challenge, we'll call it, by the end of March, I'm going to delete my YouTube channel. Because it's just not good for me anymore to sit here and have this thing that I know that I could potentially be growing if I put in consistent effort, but I'm just not. I have to get rid of it. Yeah. I'm not going to finish the squat challenge. I'm not going to start it back over. I'm not going to continue it. I had said that if I didn't finish this, that I was going to delete my YouTube channel because of this self-talk that I always have, this procrastination, this imposter syndrome, this perfectionism, where it all comes together not to make me self-critical of the things that I do create, but to just not create at all. Even though like this is all I ever think of. And whenever I get motivated and like optimistic, this is the thing that I'm thinking of. It's always YouTube and or streaming that gets me excited. Sitting down at my computer in my studio and making a video, doing something fun. The goal has been for a while to make it about gaming, but I have some expertise in other areas. And so I'm starting to kind of shift my thought process on what it is that I want to do. But perhaps that's a topic for another video. I just wanted to share this story of me doing possibly one of the stupidest things I've ever done and reaping the rewards of it. The rewards being chronic anxiety and a panic attack, which has not been super fun. So if you made it this far, you're, like I said, probably one of the people who like semi or fully actively follow me here or on Twitch. If that's you and you're still here, drop a comment down below and let me know what kind of things you might be interested in seeing from me. Here's like a bullet list of things that I like and am good at and have and know about. If any of those are curiosity points to you, I'd love to hear it. My brain still tells me that I have to go all in or do nothing, so I'm trying to figure that out. But regardless, that's what we got today. I almost died while playing World of Warcraft. and it was super lame and not cool, and I would not suggest that to anybody. Subscribe so I don't feel sad when I look at my YouTube Studio app for the 5th time every single day.